Hi, this is Ginger from My Sister Scrapper. I have another mini album I'd like to share with you today. This mini album was created for a gal that asked if I could do a donation for a fundraiser for their school, elementary school. So this is what I came up with. I had just purchased the new WeR MemoryKeepers Anthologie 6x6 paper pad, and the colors are really, really darling, so I went ahead and used that paper line. What I did on the front cover is, this is a butterfly from Recollections, and then this is just one of the little cutouts that I cut out from one of the 12x12 pages. And I used my scissors and distressed the edges, and I inked it with walnut stain. I punched out some little flowers here with the Fiskars flower punch and layered a couple of them together, and then put some glossy accents on top and put a little pearl bling in the center. This little crochet lace here is actually from the collection. There was a pack of 3 different colors of the lace, and it was this peach color, and then there was like a teal blue and a green color that came in the pack, so I thought it was darling. And then right here I took this white satin ribbon that I had, and I just pleated it myself with my hot glue gun and then attached it to the top, and then I added some flat back pearls on top of that. Again, I have some more punch flowers here that I glimmer misted with some pearl glimmer mist and some little flat back pearls in the centers. This is some Prima Bling right here and right here. The little center here, this little knob looking thing, is actually a button. I went ahead and used my crocodile and poked a hole in it because it's a shank button, and put the shank through the hole and attached it with the garment pin on the other side. Let's see, I did take my distressing tool and I distressed the outside edges of the front page cover here and went ahead and inked it with the walnut stain. This is just a piece of kind of an oyster shell colored solid cardstock, and I used my Martha Stewart lace punch to punch the edge. This is the side, and then for the binding I have some seam binding that I colored with some Glimmer Mist and some Lindy Stamp Gang. The green is the My Mojito Green from Lindy Stamp Gang, and this is Caribbean Blue from Glimmer Mist. And I think this brown is Tattered Leather, but I can't remember. It's been a while. I actually have a few charms hanging from a Tim Holtz swivel clasp. This one says Journey, and it's from the Girls Papery collection. And then this little lock and key I got at Hobby Lobby. And same, this one is something that I got at Michael's in the jewelry section, this little copper colored crown. So I thought those were kind of cute hanging on there. And then this is the back cover. So you open it up, and on the inside, I did use the Stack the Deck binding from Laura Dennison, and I'll put the link to her tutorial on how to do the binding in the description below. Here's the garment pin, and the Tim Holtz, well, it's not a garment pin, I guess it's a memo pin, I don't know, maybe it is a garment pin, I don't know, anyway, that I attached the button to. I created a little library pocket that I actually elongated with some craft cardstock and made a little tag. And this is a little cut from the collection. I put a large eyelet here, and there's a little journaling spot on the back, and this is, again, some seam binding that I dyed with the My Mojito Green from Lindy Stamp Gang. And I put a little journaling spot on top here. For the first page, I added some dark, this really pretty dark crochet brown lace that I've had. These are actually some little flowers from Petaloo, and they were little tiny, and they were kind of strange looking, so I just kind of took my hot glue gun and layered a bunch of them on top of each other, made it kind of bigger, and then stuck a little Prima flower here that I had sprayed with Lindy Stamp Gang in it's cotton candy, and put a bling here in the middle, and then I have a couple of leaves here. All of my photo mats on the inside pocket pages are pretty much the same. They're plain. They just have the design paper on one side and the other. I did use the 6x6 paper pad, with the exception I had 4 sheets of the 12x12 so I could do the front covers and have paper for the photo mats. The craft cardstock that I used, I normally use the Recollections from Michael's, but since I don't carry that anymore, which is a bummer, I got this craft cardstock, and I kind of like it. It looks more like a lunch bag at Hobby Lobby, and it comes in a 12x12 and an 8.5x11. For the next page, I have some little flowers here. They're Primas that I had sprayed with some Glimmer Mist and Lindy Stamp Gang. This is some more of the crocheted trim. This is the green color that came from the collection. And there's a magnet closure in here, and this lifts up. place for a couple of photos there, and you can do some journaling or put a photo here. On this page, this is actually one of the tags from the collection. This is A Little Birdie Told Me, and I went ahead and layered it on top of a little label that I cut out with my Cricut using the Elegant Edges Cricut cartridge. And this paper here back here is some Bo Bunny Double Dot. And I left it open on the one side here so I could make it a little pocket, and I made a little tag. A photo mat, and I put a little flower there on the front. And here's the photo mat for this one. This paper is darling. The colors are so pretty. They've really come a long way with their paper lines. I've been really happy with the last 3 or 4 they've had. They've been darling. On this page, this one's pretty simple. Again, here's some more of that crocheted lace and some flat back pearls. I just made a little photo mat here, and here's one of those petaloo glittery flowers that I thought were kind of strange, but it looks pretty cute here, and I added a couple leaves. On this page, I created a pocket. This is one of the little tags that I cut out from the one of the 12 by 12 sheets. I put some punch flowers on top of that, layered a couple together that I'd sprayed with Glimmer Mist and Lindy Stamking, put a little pearl in the middle, and then I have a couple little tags here. And these little vintage, this is some vintage tags that I got off of Pinterest and printed them on my computer. Thought this one was darling. And again, I layered some flowers and some bling on top, and they're just plain on the back. And then I also have inside here another little photo mat. I put a little rose here that I had Glimmer Misted. And again, this little tag here was I got off of Pinterest, and I just went ahead and cut it out. And you open it up, and a place for a couple of photos right there. And you could do some journaling on the back if you wanted. So those go back in there. You can find some darling little vintage images off of Pinterest. So that was darling. And here's the photo mat for this one. I love the little alphabet letters. And music note paper on the back. For the pages, I just create my own pages using a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. On this one, I left it kind of simple. This is another one of the little photo mats that I cut out with my Cricut using the Elegant Edges Cricut cartridge. Another little vintage tag that I got off of Pinterest and printed it off my computer and cut it out. Some little Prima flowers here, a little pearl in the middle. Over here, I created another little pocket. And I also have, this is another tag from the design collection. It says Ain't Life Grand. It says this darling chandelier on it. I went ahead and cut the little round tag off the top. And I put a little pull tab from my Stampin' Up! Punch. And it opens up like this. And you have a place for 2 photos right there. And you can also put a photo on the back. And I used my Martha Stewart lace punch and a little lace border here. And the brown here with some flat back pearls. And I made a little photo corner with some little pearls on the corner. So that goes back in there, and here's the photo mat for this one, the stripes. And on this page, I just layered again another photo mat that I cut with my Cricut on the Elegant Edges cartridge with a little striped photo mat on top of that, and these are flowers here. Oopsie, some little spider things from my hot glue gun. These little flowers here are from Recollections. Over here I created another little pocket, and I punched out a little tiny tag with my Martha Stewart tiny tag punch. And I made a little tag here. This is a little label that I punched out with an EK Success punch. I put some little vintage, some seam binding that I dyed with tattered leather, I think, or gossamer gold, I don't remember. And a little button there, and I stapled that on with my tiny attacher that I got. And this little flower here is, I think it's from Recollections, and again some more little leaves here, and those are from Petaloo. There's a photo mat in here. I kept it pretty simple. I didn't want it to be too overwhelming. It is a raffle gift, so. On this page, again, I used a little alphabet paper. I thought it was darling, and I put another little Recollections flower here. This little paper here is the Bo Bunny Double Dot, and I put some pearls along here, and there's a magnet closure in here. And it lifts up, and you've got a little place for a small photo and a small photo and a couple more right there. Or you can use them as journaling. And on this page, again, I have another little vintage tag that I found off of Pinterest and went ahead and cut it out, printed on my printer and cut it out. I added some more of those little glittery flowers from Petaloo to the top. And I left it open and made it a little pocket. And then this is another little tag that I got off of Pinterest. And actually it was a postcard and I folded it in half. So it's front and back. And then I added some Prima Bling right there. And another photo mat in here, the green dots. And then on the last page, again, I created another little pocket. This image here was one that, again, I found off of Pinterest, and I just printed it out. I added a little cream-colored grosgrain ribbon bow in the center. I used some of the design paper and used my Martha Stewart doily punch at the top. I created a tag right here. These little flowers here are from Petaloo, and I put a little red bling in the middle. I left it plain on the back side for journaling or photos. And then on the inside back cover, I have this little bling here, and it's shaped like a little bird. I thought it was darling. So I created a little side pocket here, and I punched out a bunch of little flowers with my Fiskars punch, and put some little teal colored bling in there that kind of matched the little bird here. And then there's a pocket here, so they can put something in here if they want, some other memorabilia or whatever. So that's my little mini album that I created. Here's the back cover. So I'm going to give it to her tomorrow for their little fundraiser. So there you have it. That's my mini album. Thanks for watching. Bye.